Hello and welcome to our small business branding seminar series. This is Runa here. I am in my office in Reykjavik, Iceland. It's midsummer. It's a time where it's 24-hour daylight. And for those of you who have never experienced that, that's why we are such a happy bunnies over here. We can't sleep. No, I'm just joking. But it definitely is something else than in the wintertime where we have the curiousness of the darkness. We have it all. We have it all. I am so lucky to have with me today a very special man, Nick Haines, who is with us all the way from UK. Hi, Nick.
Hi, Runa.
Is it okay that I actually start to introduce you? Because I think that you need a little bit of an introduction, although I think spending a few minutes with you, people will feel instantly who is the brand called Nick Haines. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead. Nick is the founder of the 5 Institute and the creator of the Vitality Test. And although Nick has been spending most of his working life within the complementary health field, he is an entrepreneur at heart, and I agree with that. He is the co-founder of the Northern College of Acupuncture, one of the largest training colleges in Europe, as well as a health center and numerous online businesses. Nick's unique approach to business is to use Asian Chinese wisdom to help entrepreneurs and change makers to evolve their businesses in the new economy. Nick is the founder of the 5 Institute and the creator of the Vitality Test. But for me, most importantly, Nick is one of the co-founders of ATL Europe, the Transformational Association of Transformational Leaders in Europe. And welcome, Nick, to this special live interview.
Thank you, Runa. What a lovely introduction. Thank you so much.
Well, you more than deserve that. Can you tell me? I mean, your bio is so intriguing. Can you tell us and me a little bit about your background?
Okay, yeah. I originally started my background in Chinese medicine philosophy. I trained in America in the 1980s, and I worked in China in big hospitals out there. And one of the things that really happened for me was that when I bumped into Chinese medicine, I started understanding it and started particularly looking at the 5 energies, which is at the cornerstone of Chinese medicine. I suddenly just understood myself and the world in a completely different way. I mean, Chinese medicine is the 5 energies were used in medicine, but I suddenly saw how this was a way to understand the world, how it's a way to understand business, how it's a way to understand relationships, how we function, a way to understand when things go wrong. And you know, Runa, have you seen the film The Matrix? You know,
yeah.
The film? Yeah. You know, when they sit there and they can see the code coming down? Well, it was like that moment when I was sitting in front and I saw the code, the way that things at work. And I remember just sitting there in that first lecture, my mind just exploding with all the possibilities of how this could be used. My teachers were just using it for medicine, but I saw how it could be used for anything. And as I'm an entrepreneur at heart, as you said, I immediately started playing it into businesses and building businesses around these energies. So I'm a man obsessed. That's the right way to put it.
So that was it. It was basically you saw codes. That must have been something different. And seeing it, yeah, I mean, most of us probably think of the Asian Chinese philosophy to be something more related to health or the whole balance thing than actually about something that is related to business. So I think that's extremely interesting angle to the whole thing.
Well, Runa, originally it was used in the Zhou dynasty, which is about 2,500 years ago. It was originally used for business, for kingdoms, for economics, for personal development, for how to structure education, for warfare, for commerce. It was originally used for that, and then that ancient wisdom was lost. It was destroyed in a 15-year period where there was this incredible destruction that went through China over 15 years, and they destroyed the understanding about how this information was used. We still know it existed because we have the lists of books that were written about it. So we know the books existed. We just don't know what was in the books. But the information wasn't lost. It was just hidden. It was hidden within Chinese medicine, and I just reverse engineered it, put it back together again. But it was always there. It was always there. It was just hidden for a while.
So yeah, exactly. And like so many other things, it's always there. It's just there. It's about using it. So Chinese wisdom.
Yeah.
And you said 2,500 years ago. You said.
Yeah, that was when it was most actively being used, but it's older than that. But that was the stage when they built a whole empire, a whole dynasty around it, and that dynasty lasted 1,000 years. So this was widely used and widely understood until the point it was lost over those 15 years. So it's cool stuff.
It's really cool stuff. I am curious, how do you see this as relevant in today's environment?
I think where it's particularly relevant in today's environment, I think there are three main reasons. One is the things happen and change very quickly. So we don't have an enormous time to work out what's happening before it's actually affecting us. So the speed at change now is so rapid. We've got to have a tool to understand and almost predict what's going to happen next. And the 5 energies are a great tool to understand what's happening here and now and what's likely to happen next. So that's the first reason. The second reason is we're living in a global market. So at the moment, unless you're absolutely and utterly playing to your strengths, someone else will stand above you. So you have to be absolutely playing at your top game in today's economy, because we're in a global market. It's not so much the competition, but anyone is available. They could work with you in Iceland, or they could work with me in the UK, or they can work with Monique in Germany. Anyone can work with anyone. So you have to be absolutely aligned with who you are and playing at the top of your game. And the energies are a fantastic way to identify where your strengths are and where you can really add value and make a difference. And the third thing is it's very easy now to leverage your value, to make the most of your value, to put it out into the world. It's therefore also very easy to leverage your challenges and your mistakes and your errors and your problems. So everything is being magnified at the moment. So you have to have a way to understand your brilliance and also where you would fall down. Before, it might have taken months or years to build up a business, and therefore you had time to make mistakes and learn. Whereas now you can build a business very quickly and be in trouble very, very quickly. So again, this is a way to understand your challenges as well as your brilliance, as well as what's happening. So I think it's more relevant now than it's ever been.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. And how you explain it even makes more sense. So for whether it used to be, and that maybe is the whole thing that you feel is often what's the change that is happening in the world, where we're leaving in the industrial way of thinking, where everyone had to really go into that one type of school system, and if you couldn't really fit into that one, you were, and you probably still are in many cultures, you couldn't really survive. And nowadays it seems to be that, am I right, that it seems to be that the energy is changing and people now need more to know what they have to offer rather than how do they really fit into that previous system.
Yes.
What is your take on that one?
Yeah, I think what the issue is, I think you've hit the nail on the head. What the problem is we have more choices now. We can work anywhere in the world, in any way in the world, with anyone in the world. So that gives an exponential amount of choices. So, and then with choices comes problems. How do you select what it is that you're going to do? What do you do? Do you keep trying until you bump into the right thing? Or do you have would it be useful if you had a tool to identify the best thing for you to do, the best way for you to market, the best way for you to leverage your value, the best way to present yourself or brand yourself? The choices now are enormous, and therefore the problems of selection is even bigger. And it really matters if you get it wrong, because this fast-moving economy, you can, in the same ways you can be tremendously successful, you can also be punished. You can be punished if it doesn't work, or you can be very successful, but it has a very big cost. It costs you your independence, it costs you your family time, it costs you. So it's the biggest opportunity we're living with for having a wonderful time or having quite a difficult time. And one of the real passions I have is for people that are either in a transition when they're trying to move from one place to the next and they're lost, or if they're starting out in their journey, like the 18, 19, 20, 25-year-olds, and they don't have a map as to the route to follow. So the 5 energies that we use within at the 5 Institute and the 5 energies that we use to measure your vitality in the vitality test are a map. They're a way for you to understand yourself, your value, and how that would fit with the world. So it stops people getting lost. That's the whole point of maps.
Yeah, and I absolutely agree with you. There's one thing that I actually would like to add on that, and I'm slightly over 25, in case you didn't know. But going through the vitality test and getting that perspective of yourself is valuable, I think, at all ages, because even though you're older than you're getting to the middle age. Oh, I hate that. But when you're supposed to be grown up. You still it still is like going through the test, because I loved going through it and learn a lot about myself, and maybe even get at peace with myself.
Yeah. I mean, one of it's although I said we look at people in transition or at younger age, it's valuable for anyone if you want to get to know yourself better and like yourself better. Because one of the problems is the areas that we're absolutely brilliant at, we just take for granted, and therefore we don't value it. So one of the things that the vitality test does is it identifies your value, your contribution, your brilliance, where you're extraordinary. And once you get that, you think, wow, that's good, and people feel more confident about giving that to the world if you know your uniqueness. And then you kind of get to know your challenges as well, and they're usually the same side of they're usually the same thing. They sit in the same thing.
Exactly. It's the yin and the yang, and the however
Absolutely.
You communicate that as well. You by the way, I mean, I probably get lost in asking you questions because I'm really interested in this. But with our viewers, I'd just like to mention there is a chat room available on this platform, and if you have any questions as we go along and we just are chatting, then please feel free to put your question in there, and I'm sure Nick will be happy to answer them. Just to get that across. You talk about knowing yourself, and you talk about the importance of alignment. Can you tell me more about alignment?
Yeah, Well, what's it to do with? It's to do with the concept of things flowing easily. So if an arrow it's moving through space, if the arrow is beautifully aligned, then it can hit the target. Or if the arrow is beautifully aligned, it will have no resistance. It will be able to flow. So alignment is about having little resistance, little things that will stop, having not very much that will stop you. So if you are aligned, your energy is aligned with the energy of what you do. So we have a particular energy, which is made up of these 5 energies as identified by the ancient Chinese, and that's what we measure in the vitality test. We measure the balance of these 5 energies. But what you do has a balance of these 5 energies as well. So what you want to do is you want to have a match between the 5 energies, the balance of your 5 energies, and the balance of the 5 energies of what you do. You also want to, every message has a balance of energies to it. So it might, a message might be very passionate, which is the fire energy. Mm-hmm. Now, if you're not a very fiery person, to have a very passionate message, somehow it seems a bit false. But if you are a very earth person, and your message is a very earth message, an earth message would be about compassion and caring and understanding, then there's an alignment between who you are and your message. And people get that you are a caring, compassionate, understanding person, and therefore they get your message is aligned with who you are. And if what you do is also about giving, understanding, compassion, care, so you have all 3 aligned, then it becomes very powerful. But if you try to have a different message from your energy type, or you try to offer something different than your energy type, then people spot it. There's a lack of flow towards you, but also it's really hard work for you. So I have a lot of wood energy, and that's about creativity and inventing things and helping people to understand the rules. So I don't have any problem creating things and inventing things. I could do it all day long. I don't get tired. I don't get exhausted. I just come up with lots of ideas. They might not necessarily be good ideas, but I have lots of them. It's not hard work for me. And I have a lot of earth energy, so I have a desire to help people understand themselves. So I can spend all day with people helping them understand themselves or understand a situation. And I find it very easy. So there's an alignment between what I do and who I am, so I don't get tired. Mm-hmm. If I was trying to explain the mechanics of computers, which is about, say, the metal energy, I would get tired really quickly. And I wouldn't be very good at it.
And if you would fake it, it would come across instantly.
Yeah, people might not know why they're not warming to you. They might not know why there is something, but a part of them, they might not intellectually know, but in their soul, in their heart, they will feel. It's like when you see a politician trying to be funny, and they're not a funny person. It really is quite uncomfortable. Whereas if you see a funny person, a comedian, being funny, it's really very comfortable. So, whereas if you see a politician who has a burning passion about some mission or some legacy that they want to leave, and they are that energy type, then you think, like Kennedy, when we saw him, or Martin Luther King, when we saw them talking about what mattered to them, then there was an alignment and there was a flow towards them and a flow from them. Mm-hmm. In the same way as Desmond Tutu with his laughter and his chuckles, he gets across a message with his laughter. It's a different energy than Martin Luther King, but we get it.
And so when we say, so Desmond Tutu, he can get away with, we often use the phrase, you can get away with it, when another one can't get away with it.
Yeah.
And and I really I like what I really think this is interesting. So what you're really saying that when you're in that flow, when you are really aligned with your energy and where you are, not only your energy, but what you're doing and how you're messaging it, if that is all aligned, then you come across as authentic.
Absolutely, absolutely. You're totally and utterly authentic. And can I add another mix into this, another thing? So you're absolutely right. It's aligned with who you are, what you do, and your message. And the 5 energies are a way to tell you whether that's true or not. It's a tool to tell you, yeah, this is alignment here. You don't have to wait for the market to tell you. You know whether you are or you're not. So that's wonderful. Then one of the things that I'm going to talk about in Iceland in the beginning of September, which I'm really excited about, is that the other thing you take into account is the economy is moving through the energies as well, like seasons. So we've recently been in a winter economy. It was harsh, it was hard, it was cold, it was punishing. And we've come out of a winter economy, a water energy economy, and we're moving into a spring economy, a wood energy economy, which is it's more chaotic. There's more things happening. It's busier. So your message in the winter economy needs to be slightly different than your message in a spring economy. And as the economy starts to heat up and gets hotter, we move into the fire stage, and your message in the fire stage needs to be different than it was in the wood stage, the spring stage, which is also different than it needed to be in the water stage. So every stage in the economy has a particular style of language and a style of value that once we get to know, we think, oh, okay, this is the style of message I need to be using in this economy.
Wow.
And you also need to then think, okay, I need to have a bit of a message from the next economy that's coming on. So at the moment, the wood economy we're in, it's about a disruption. It's about breaking the rules. It's about dealing with chaos. So lots of businesses that are successful are about, okay, this is a new way of doing things. This is disruptive. This is innovative. This is creative. You've never seen this before. But when we hit the fire economy, that message will not be in alignment with the economy, and we need to do something different. So
this is a heck of a marketing tool.
Oh, it is the marketing tool.
It is the marketing tool.
Yeah.
It really is a lot more than just about you. It really is that it's the whole thing. It's a 360 thing.
Absolutely. And what you can do is you can use it to prepare your message as the economy changes. You can always be ahead of the game rather than chasing it. You get to understand why a message works and why it doesn't. So it sets you up always to be a leader with a message and not a follower. And this is what I'm going to be teaching in Iceland.
Yes, and I can't wait myself to take that class. Can you tell us a little bit, what is it? Because we are going to have 9 leading European business and branding experts on September 6th. And the location will be nowhere else than at the beautiful Blue Lagoon. One of the, if you have not seen it, then this is very likely the time that you should actually see it and be it. And we decided to choose that location because branding is about showing what is different, what differentiates you and your business from all the rest. And so it really is, I mean, we wanted to be in a very different location in the unique brand called Iceland. Talking about the country, not the supermarket, obviously. So, and what you are going to be doing then for people who will be with us at the Blue Lagoon September 6th. Tell us a little bit. I can't wait.
Okay. So, first of all, I just want to say, Runa, I cannot believe that you got that group of speakers together in one place, and you've got a lot of fire energy in your profile, haven't you? And fire energies, they light up the world. And Runa, I cannot believe how you got those group of people together in one event. It's breathtaking, and also in such an absolutely stunning place. I mean, just wow. I'm going to talk a minute about what I'm going to do, but I just wanted to just say,
would you say that it was all aligned?
It was aligned. That's how you did it. You just you nailed it. And at some point we can do an interview when I'll interview you, and we'll look at why you managed to get those people together. Because I don't speak that often. I don't do a lot of public speaking. I don't do a lot of events. And I said yes without even questioning.
You're booked years ahead of time, so I was like.
So it's good. It's good. I have to. So yes, no, it's good. What am I going to be talking about? So I'm going to be talking about three main things. We're going to be looking at you, how you are with your energy type, and we're going to just do the highlight points about what you are in terms of your energy. Then we're going to be looking a little bit about how that fits with what you do. So that will be just the starting place. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go straight into looking at these aspects of the economy. We're not going to not only we're going to look at where we've been in the economy and why things worked and why they didn't work and the lessons we can learn from that. We're going to look at where we are in the economy and the exact messages that are going to work and aren't going to work, and how you've got to tailor make that for you. Because if you are in a wood energy economy this spring, this exciting, vibrant economy, and that energy isn't the same as you, you've got to do things in a certain way. So I'm going to tell people how to do that. And then the third thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how, as the economy changes, how you can adapt your message, what you need to look out for, so you will be always ahead of the game. So for the rest of your life, you will always be able to know where the economy is going and what message is coming next. Because this economy, it goes round in cycle after cycle after cycle. We've had lots of recessions. We've had lots of springs. We've had lots of boom times. We've had lots of times when the economy has started to slow down. Every single time needs a different message. And so I'm going to share a lifetime tool to always be on message and ahead of the game. So I'm really, really excited. Really excited. And it is, and I tell you, Runa, it is breathtakingly simple when you understand it. So many people say to me, but Nick, that is just so simple. I go, yeah, it is simple. But things are only simple when you know the rules and how it works.
Yeah, and normally it is all very simple.
It is.
It is very simple. We tend to think that it's supposed to be complicated, or we try to look for the complicated way of doing it.
Yeah.
Probably to whatever reason that is. That is even more exciting than I imagined it to be perfectly honest. Because what you're basically going to be doing here in September is you're basically going to take our guests who will be attending this whole day, the 9 steps to sharpen your success. You're going to teach them how to be ahead in the game.
How to be ahead of the game. Yeah. Yeah.
In a natural.
In an easy to understand way that people go, okay, I get this. I get this. And it's, I'm glad you're more excited about this than you thought you were going to be. Because, this is exciting stuff.
I was excited, but I was excited, but now I'm seeing even to an even higher level. Yeah.
Yeah. And one of the things we do at the 5 Institute is we work with businesses and entrepreneurs that want to change the world, that want to make the world a better place. That's why we're here, to make a real difference. So I know with the people that love and support you and the people that love and support the other speakers, every single person there is a big world change maker. There are, aren't they? They're just a phenomenal group of people. So this is kind of one of the reasons I really wanted to share this message, because this will help people that really want to change the world find a way to do it that is aligned with who they are and what they want to bring out. So I'm really excited, and that's why you've got me in Iceland.
Which is fantastic. That leads me to one question that I have to ask this one. A lot of the things that you're doing, Nick, and as an example, I went on your site to take the vitality test for myself. You have a lot of resources that are for free.
Yeah.
Can you tell me why is that?
Well, there are a few reasons. Well, the main reason is that this ancient Chinese wisdom was lost. It was hidden for a long, long time, and my firm belief is that this can change. This is a game changer for people. Like I say, we want to work with conscious, aware entrepreneurs who want to make a big difference. So this information was lost, and it needs to be back out into the world. Like I said right at the beginning, this was a driving force between one of the most powerful dynasties in ancient China. And imagine if we harnessed that for good for the world. And it went out there. Imagine the difference that we could actually make to the world. So that's the primary reason it's free. Another reason it's free is I've made a chunk of money elsewhere, lots of different things. So money's fine, and it's useful, and you can do things with it. The idea is not to make. We're always going to make money from this, because if you have something good and it's valuable, then people will want to pay for it. But that doesn't mean we can't give the majority of it away. We're leveraging it, we're making it automated, we're making it accessible to anyone for free. And the only stuff when we can't do that and we have to spend a lot of time, then we charge for it. But the rest of it, where we don't have to spend one-to-one personal human time and we can give it to people, we do. And that was our commitment right from the front. Virtually everything we do, we're trying to give away for free, unless it involves our time and lots of our energy, and then we've got to find some way to balance that out. But this is a gift from the past to the present that I just happen to be lucky enough to have somehow tapped into it, and I feel blessed for that, and I'm sharing it. Yeah. This is all I've done all my life, Runa. From when I'm 55 now, and I started doing this when I was 19 or 20. So this is 35 years. I've never had a job in my life, Runa.
Well, that is so just that you say, yeah, I've never had a job in my life, and it then gives me the feeling, okay, whatever Nick feels that he's doing, he doesn't see it as a job. He sees it as a gift, and
completely.
And talking about for us over here in Iceland, and for our visitors who are going to be coming to Iceland and use this opportunity to spend the weekend with us, they are going to be receiving that gift. So that's really cool. But how can then our viewers go and take their own vitality tests?
Yeah. Basically, they just go to the FIVE Institute, so that's FIVE, then institute.com, and we can post that up, and so people can see this there. So they basically go to the FIVE Institute. There's a little thing that says take the vitality test. You click on that, and it'll take you to the test, and it's there for free. And then you can join our Facebook community. We have a support group there which will help you. There's tons of free resources within the membership area. That's all free. There are free webinars. You can even become my friend on Facebook. How about that?
Well, I would recommend it. You are my friend on Facebook.
You are.
Always enlightening. So, and I recommend the whole thing. And you're right. The activity in your Facebook group is phenomenal and so rewarding and interesting to be part of. So,
and we've just we've just trained. Very excited. We've just trained 13 vitality test coaches in Norway.
Yeah.
And then another couple, two new people in the UK. We're going out to America, Australia. So we're training coaches how to use this system so we can get it out in the world. So there'll be lots of coaches out there to support you using this system. And the Norwegians, were they stunning or what? And the people from the UK, we've got a good crew that's working with us and helping us build this out and send it out into the world.
Which is so useful, and I can just imagine the things that it's going to, the result that this work is going to give to the world. So thank you, Nick, for your gift and for being so willing and open to share it to the rest of us who need it. And I think it actually really, I saw that there was a nice message here from Bjarne, who is really looking forward to seeing you when you come to Iceland. Oh. And I know that there are more than just Bjarne that is dying of anticipation to see you and the whole group. I actually just want to, I'm just going to put down here the opportunity for people to come on a special rate. We are putting up a very special, I think, early bird rate where people can save $200 if they purchase their ticket to be with us in September 6th here in Iceland, overlooking the beautiful Blue Lagoon while they sharpen their own success and learn about their hidden forces, learn about their business strategy, social strategy, future vision, how to pitch, how to lead their own company, how to their relationship with money. I mean, all of these topics that our speakers are going to be talking about and training on that very special day. So I highly recommend people to use the opportunity before we go into the real world and start to charge the full amount, which is still a good deal.
Yeah, Runa, I've been to a lot of events all around the world, and I have never known an event at this price. It is absolutely phenomenal. I cannot, and this is just, and again, this is about your energy, how you get us people out there to do an event. It's just, you know, you talk about my gift to the world. This is your gift to the world, Runa. Your ability to create that at a price and a location that is astounding. That's your gift to the world to get us all there. So I really thank you for that, Runa, for creating that for people, because this is a big opportunity for people. So thank you for your gift, Runa.
Well,
I don't know how you did it.
Well, I'm not going to go into that. Maybe I will share that one day, but I'm starting to think that it really wasn't in my hand. I think it was just the alignment of the energy, and I knew what I wanted, and things fall into place. I'm looking forward to see everyone who is going to be with us and connecting with them. I think that we're actually... I totally forgot the time. We're quite into the whole 30 minutes pitch that I've been thinking about, but I totally lost myself in this. I thank you, Nick, for being so generous to share with us this valuable information. Do look forward to see you here in Iceland and welcome you to my country. And I do hope to see many of our viewers worldwide to use this opportunity to not only discover their own uniqueness and how they can be pioneers, but also discover the uniqueness of Iceland. And with that, I'm going to just say, bless, bless, like we say over here in Iceland. Nick, anything you want to say from UK?
I'm really looking forward to seeing everyone there. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. And Runa, I'm looking forward to seeing you too. So goodbye, everyone, and thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.